Here's a striking reality check. While an overwhelming 90% of Generation Z in the United States dreams of owning a home one day, a staggering 62% firmly believe that it simply won't happen for them. This sobering divide between hope and expectation reveals a troubling outlook on homeownership for the youngest adult generation. This insight comes from a June survey conducted by Clever Offers, a real estate platform, which polled 1,000 Gen Z adults aged 18 to 28 to explore their attitudes toward buying and owning a home. The findings depict a bleak future that goes beyond mere numbers. In a surprising twist, the survey revealed that 21% of respondents think the chances of World War III erupting in the next 5 years are higher than them buying a house. Close behind, 18% believe becoming homeless is more likely than becoming a homeowner, while 17% feel they stand better odds at winning the lottery than ever owning a home. Even more striking, 11% believe they're more likely to get struck by lightning. To put that in perspective, winning the Powerball jackpot has odds of about 1 in 292 million. And the annual chance of lightning striking an individual is roughly 1 in 1.22 million, according to the National Weather Service. What's perhaps even more telling is what many Gen Z would settle for, just to have a place to call their own. The survey showed that 58% would still purchase a home, even if it lacked central heating or air conditioning. Nearly half, 47%, would accept a home containing asbestos, while 46% were willing to overlook a leaky roof or foundation problems. About 40% said they would move forward, even if an inspection revealed pests or termites. This willingness to accept serious home defects underscores the desperation many feel in today's tough housing market. As for mortgage rates, which have been a hot topic lately, Gen Z doesn't seem overly fazed. While 28% identified high mortgage rates as a barrier, more than half, 56%, said they'd still accept an interest rate above 7% if it meant achieving home ownership. And nearly a quarter, 24%, said they'd buy even if rates were over 10%. This is a stark contrast to prior generations who were often more rate sensitive, suggesting that Gen Z might be prepared to make significant financial compromises just to secure their own home. Additional eye-opening statistics from the survey include 97% of Gen Z stated they face obstacles to owning a home. 46% admitted they struggle to pay rent every month. 36% would consider marrying someone solely to afford a home. 30% have contemplated squatting or living in their car out of sheer desperation. For those who don't see homeownership in their future, the main reason is affordability. 82% cited the inability to afford a home as the barrier, a sharp jump from 57% in 2024. About half pointed to soaring home prices as a major limiting factor, and 75% said rising living costs have effectively crushed their chances of saving for a down payment. Debt is another heavy weight on Gen Z's shoulders. The survey found that 35% of respondents would consider skipping other debt payments just to manage a home purchase, and 34% have more debt than savings. This growing debt burden is not unique to Gen Z. A separate study by the personal finance company Achieve revealed that 58% of Americans consider their financial situation poor or fair, with many relying on credit cards to meet basic expenses. Of those who use credit cards for essentials, 26% have carried that debt for 6 months or more. 35% have struggled to make payments on time, and 37% expect it will take a year or longer to pay off their short-term debt. Brad Stroh, co-CEO of Achieve, commented on the broader financial picture. Many American households are experiencing a fundamental mismatch between income and expenses, forcing them to rely heavily on debt just to get by. This isn't merely about numbers. It reflects a profound loss of confidence in personal financial stability and management. Adding to the financial pressures, U.S. household debt surged to an all-time $18.39 trillion in the second quarter of 2025, increasing by $185 billion from the previous quarter, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's Center for Microeconomic Data. Mortgage debt rose by $131 billion, auto loans by $13 billion, and credit card balances jumped by $27 billion, reaching $1.21 trillion outstanding, a 5.87% increase year over year. But here's where it gets truly controversial. Is it fair to accept that homeownership is slipping out of reach for much of Gen Z? Or should society and policymakers be doing more to address these obstacles? Could the willingness of so many Gen Zers to settle for subpar housing and sky-high interest rates lead to a deeper crisis down the road? Are we witnessing a generation trapped in a cycle of debt and compromised living conditions? Or is this just an evolution in how young adults view stability and success? These questions deserve your voice. Do you agree that the odds of homeownership for Gen Z are bleak? Or is there hope yet on the horizon? Share your thoughts. What solutions do you see to help this generation truly own their future homes?